Ha ha ha. Atman Namaste, everyone. Atman Namaste, ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this, what day are we on today? Today is Wednesday. I just realized I finished writing the newsletter, and I always write the newsletter on Wednesday. So if you guys are actually watching this right now on Facebook, what's up, Denise? Go right below this video, and you'll see the newsletter that we write every single Wednesday night, putting our blood, our sweat, our tears, and our prana, sending you messages from Grandmaster Choa Kokusui, my teacher and the founder of Modern Pranic Healing and Hatha Yoga, on how to improve the quality of your life. It's hump day, as Denise would say. So I want to jump on real quick before I make myself dinner. Usually I do pizza on Wednesdays. It's kind of a ritual I've had for almost 4 years now, but this goes back to my topic of tonight. So a lot of you have known, like, where's Christian been? I haven't seen Christian on the live streams. What's been going on? My body has been recovering from a cold, and I just found out it actually wasn't a cold. It was a walking pneumonia. So in addition to sleeping, meditating, and healing, I really didn't have much else going on for the past 3 weeks. So it's good to feel bright, sparkly, and shiny again, to share some energy with you guys, because this is why I'm here, to do this work anyways. And I want to cover tonight's topic about stubbornness. Now, as I reflect on my own life and the lives of the clients I've worked with and friends and family members of mine, it's kind of funny. I was looking up stubbornness and realizing, is it always a bad thing to be stubborn? So stubbornness, and I have the definition in front of me, it's an adjective, which is descriptive. Having or showing dogged determination not to change one's attitude or position on something, especially in spite of good argument or reasons to do so. That last part, I believe, is the key part. That if somebody gives you evidence against your argument, stubbornness keeps us stuck. What's going on, Eric? Stubbornness keeps us stuck. It doesn't allow us to move forward. So it doesn't mean being stubborn is necessarily a bad thing, because if you're stubborn about a good exercise regimen, great. If you're stubborn about a great nutrition program, great. If you're stubborn about your meditation practice, great. But when new information, new philosophies, new beliefs, new technologies are introduced into your life, and you have a tendency of pushing them away, rejecting them before running it through yourself and through your life, then that's when stubbornness can actually become a problem, and it can be an impediment to your own growth and evolution. Think about people that were riding horses, and then cars were being introduced, and those people are like, no, cars are loud, they're expensive, and they're not worth it. I'm just going to stick with my horse. That would be a form of being stubborn with new technology that's coming out. What about if somebody goes, look, this is what I've always eaten, what I will continue to eat, and nobody's going to change my mind? Well, what if what you've been eating for the past 15 or 20 years is actually not good for your physical body? It's not good for your brain. It's not good for your neurology. Maybe it's time to adapt and to change, right? You have it with people who do smoking, right? Somebody goes, well, I've been smoking for 30 years and I'm still here. I'm not going to change my mind. Regardless of the evidence, contrary to smoking, people continue to do it, right? So they're operating from an addiction. They're operating from a false belief. They're operating from a calcified idea within their system. So there's something in pranic healing we call calcified ideas or calcified thought forms, which basically means you have a thought, and the thought could be anything. The thought could be, let's see. The thought could be, I can only get all of my nutrients, minerals, and vitamins by eating meat. That's the thought. I can only get all of my nutrients, my vitamins, and my minerals from eating meat. So that thought, over a period of months and years, gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger in somebody's life, and then it turns into a calcified idea. So whenever somebody wants to present different information, then hey, have you thought about there's other ways to get all of your minerals, your vitamins, your nutrients from plants, from beans, from almonds, from vegetarian sources? That person would immediately, a wall would come up and they would say, no, I'm not going to do that. And they're not open to experimenting with new information and new ideas. Now, it's regardless of whether the information is right or wrong, it's the person's inability to be open and receptive to a different point of view. That's kind of the point that we're making about stubbornness. So I realize, even in the world that I've been practicing for 14 years of energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality through pranic healing and Hatha yoga, I have to recognize that there are other schools of energy medicine, there are other healing techniques, there are other meditation schools and meditation practices that offer a tremendous amount of value to humanity. So for me to go, well, that isn't a good system, or that isn't a good technique, or that isn't a good practice, is very arrogant, egotistical, and is filled with a lot of negative pride in my own calcified ideas. So in order to overcome that, I've used some techniques and practices that I've been trained in pranic healing and Hatha yoga through Grandmaster Choa Koksui to make my mind and my emotions more flexible, more adaptable, and more willing to change for the better and change for the right thing. Because just being open to change for the sake of changing isn't necessarily a good thing, because you could be changing from a good thing to a bad thing, right? So you want to have the proper information, the proper input, and then change accordingly if it's the right thing to do. Like, if this investment strategy is better than the current investment strategy you're doing, then you might want to change. If, let's say you were in the album industry, or the record industry. So you're in the record industry, and then cassette tapes are coming out, and then CDs are coming out, and then MP3s are coming out. If you are unwilling to change, if you are stubborn and you go, look, records is the hottest thing, it will always be the hottest thing, no matter what, and I'm going to stay in the record business, how successful would those people have been over the past 30 years? Probably not very successful. So there's a tendency within business especially that we invest so much time, so much money, so much energy into researching a product or service that we have a hard time adapting and letting go. So we become very inflexible, we become very rigid and unwilling to change. And that stubbornness doesn't allow us to grow, doesn't allow us to evolve, doesn't allow us to move with the times. Very, very important. So kind of an interesting connection with energy healing, that the throat chakra is the center of the lower mental body. So the higher mental body is the ajna, which deals with abstract thinking. The higher mental. So abstract thinking, concrete thinking. And when we have a calcified idea on how we think the world should work, and that we are not very flexible, not very adaptable, it means the throat chakra is not producing enough green energy. For those of you who are familiar with pranic healing, green prana has the quality of breaking up congestion, right? So a calcified idea or a calcified thought form of this is how it's always been in our aura, right? That meat is bad, right? Meat is the only way to get your nutrients, minerals, and vitamins, right? That's the thought form. So it's super, super dense. It's very concrete. If you want to be more open and more receptive and more flexible and more adaptable, that thought has to be disintegrated. That thought has to be broken up. And so green energy from the throat chakra can help with that. So in general, people that are very calcified in their thinking and in their feelings, their aura and their chakras don't produce enough green energy. So there are certain techniques that were taught in pranic healing, pranic crystal healing, advanced pranic healing that can help accelerate that person from going from a very rigid way of being to a more flexible and adaptable way of being. What's up, Stephanie? Namaste. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to jump on and share a couple nuggets with you to go, am I a stubborn person? Is it good to be stubborn? Is it not so good to be stubborn? Look, it's okay if your way of doing something works for you and it continues to help you grow and evolve. But if you are not open and receptive to new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, new ways of living in the world, embracing technology or embracing certain things that have been proven to improve the quality of the lives of other people, you're not open and receptive to that, then your stubbornness, instead of being a strength, your stubbornness can actually become a weakness. So that's it. For those of you who are looking for healing on stubbornness or looking for healing in some area of your life, definitely go to ChristianRLong.com/services. Find the service that's appropriate for you. Let's schedule a time to chat. 15 or 20 minutes, we can transform you like that, give you insight into your blind spot. And if you want to go ahead and do a healing session with me, we can do it anywhere in the world. There's over 100 different protocols that we can do in pranic healing to transform your life. Health, wealth, relationships, spiritual growth and development, you name it. So I look forward to connecting with you guys very, very soon. This is Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, wishing you a beautiful Wednesday night, beautiful week, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.